Dear student friend follower, today I'd like to discuss about Stoicism. Already I have uploaded 2 or 3 videos related to Stoicism. Stoicism, a Stoic is a belief. A Stoic is a person who remains resolute whatever happens to him. So it shows fortitude to remain stable, constant, resolute whatever happens to you. Zeno of Citium, he was the founder of this philosophy. Once upon a time he was traveling and his ship was wrecked, and he ultimately went to Athens. Over there he found one of Socrates' book and he started reading. He set up his school, established his schools, and started teaching over there Stoicism to the people. And today we'll discuss some quotes related to Seneca, Epictetus, and one of the Marcus Aurelius, who was also a Stoic. So let's discuss one by one some quotes. So this is the person Marcus Aurelius. So we are going to study his famous, Marcus Aurelius quotes related to Stoicism. Let's see. Courage. You know what is courage? Courage is one of the 4 Stoic virtues. So virtue is the soul good. So it is extremely important. Courage is the ability to exert one will in the face of the risk. Aristotle said the highest risk was death, and one who remained courageous man, even facing death, he remains fearless in face of death, who is really a courageous person. So let's see quotes. Stoic quotes on courage. Sometime even to live is an act of courage. Seneca. Seneca said, sometime even to live is an act of courage. You have power on your mind, not outside event. So according to Stoic, there are 2 kind of situations. One is in your control, and second is exterior or out of your control. Whatever you can control, you should try to control, but whatever is not your control, that you are unable to comprehend or you are unable to manipulate or control, you should not try to catch it, to control it. Once you will try to control the thing outside your control, you will remain worried. So it is the main code of, or you could say main agenda of all Stoic: control whatever inside you. So whatever outside, that is not your duty to control. Once you try to control the outside things, you will remain disturbed, and you will remain restless. So talk about over here Marcus Aurelius, that's taken from the meditation. You have power all over your mind. So it means mind is in your power. You can control it, you can even direct it wherever you want. This is in your control. So you just make a list. According to Marcus Aurelius, you should make a list. Whatever is your control, whatever is not in your control. So once you are able to identify what is in your control and what is not in your control, you will be able to overcome problem. So you have power over your mind, not outside the event. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. It's taken from his book Meditation. Let's see next. Circumstances do not make man, they only reveal him to himself. Epictetus. Epictetus said that it is not circumstances, they are in fact reveal you. Circumstances do not make the man. Rather, it reveals what are you and where are you standing, what is your actual conditions. So circumstances, in fact, bringing best in you. So whatever best in you that comes when you have a circumstances, they reveal him to himself, Epictetus. So next, the first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them from what they are. Marcus Aurelius. Once again, it has been taken from the book Meditation. These books are in series by Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was a king and he used to write diary. He writes in the form of meditation. Whatever meditation he has, he started writing, and therefore he governed and ruled well. So during his, he was a Roman emperor and he ruled well because he was a stoic and he was a philosopher. He started writing whatever comes in his mind, and he tries to implement all his stoic rule in his, ruling. So let's see. Next. You act like a mortal in all that you fear, like immortal in all that you desire. Very nice, Seneca. The greatest difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain the reputations from the storms and tempest. Epictetus. Seneca said, luck is what happens when preparations meet opportunity. Difficulty strengthens the mind as labor does the mind. It means that if there is difficulty, it strengthens your mind. It gives powers as the labor does to the body when you make effort and make effort at your body. In fact, earns power. The same way, whenever you got troubles, difficulty, obstruction, hurdle, it makes your mind. And this is said by Seneca. Life is like a play, it is not length, but the excellence of acting that matters. Seneca. So now we discuss Sir Francis Bacon. He says, Bacon said, uneasy lies on the head of those who wear its crown. Study serves delight, ornament, and ability. It is a strange desire to seek power and lose liberty. So let's see some of his quote. Men fear death as children fear to go in the dark. Sir Francis Bacon said, Men fear death as children fear to go in the dark, and that natural fears in the children is increased with the tales, so the other death. Revenge is a kind of wild justice, which the more man's nature runs to, more outlaw to weed it out. So it was a high speech of Seneca, so after the manner of the Stoic, that the good thing which belongs to prosperity are to be wished, but good thing that belongs to adversity are to be admired out of adversity. It is yet higher speech of than the other. It is the true greatness to have won the frailty of the man's and the security of the God. Prosperity is a blessing of Old Testament, and adversity is a blessing of the New Testament. Prosperity is not many fears and distates, and the adversity is not without comfort and hopes. Who said? Sir Francis Bacon in Adversity. Virtue is like the precious odors, most fragrant when they are incensed and crushed. So as Seneca said, when you crush flower, it gives you more fragrance. He that hath wives and children hath given hostage to fortune, for they are the impediments to great enterprises, either of the virtue or misfortune. Marriage and single life. Wives are young men mistress, companion for middle age, and old men nurses of marriage and single life. Sir Francis Bacon. Virtue is like a rich stones, best plain set. Dear student, dear friend, follower, student, today we will discuss about Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and we've discussed Sir Francis Bacon. Sir Francis Bacon, he says that adversity that is related to the new Old Testament and prosperity related to the New Testament. He says that adversity really shapes a man. Whenever you got adversity, it really shapes person, it refines person, it gives fragrance. Like Seneca said that when you crush flower, it gives you more fragrance. So whenever you get adversity, hardship, tortures, it really refines you. Just face it and get strengthened. So as he says, as Seneca says, so whenever you got hardship, troubles, it really strengthens your bodies. So as continuous and perpetual work gives strength to body, the same way trouble, hardship and struggle, it strengthens the mind. Stay blessed and have a nice time. Wish you good luck.